Hey you guys, welcome back to the channel. I am so excited that today is finally here because it is time to go book shopping and hunt for some new releases. I don't know about anybody else, but this week has been one of the busiest weeks in a long time. And to kind of just offset that, I thought it'd be nice to finally go book shopping for some of the most anticipated book releases, some of which I have been waiting so long for, and it's honestly kind of surreal that today I'll finally be able to hold them in my hands and read them. And along with picking up these new releases, I also kind of want to see if there are any books that are just waiting to be discovered because that's how I found some of my favorite books. So it's time to go treat ourselves. I am so excited to read more five-star books this year. I've only read two books this year that I consider like absolute 5 out of 5 stars, and I'm ready to find my next five-star read. So let's go. Just got the books. I'm so happy with everything that I got and I can't wait to share them. Time for the review. I am so happy with everything that I got, except for my Barnes & Noble was sold out of the third book to the Legendborn trilogy, which I was so looking forward to. I've seriously been waiting for that book to come out for 2 years now. It's like a retelling over King Arthur and his 7 knights, but it's about his descendants, and there's this whole magic system hierarchy. Set in our world, the female main character, Brie Matthews, is super brave, and it is enemies to lovers with like a sort of love triangle going on, except for this one does not suck because love triangles oftentimes turn into this whole back and forth thing, but I absolutely loved this entire series and I was so disappointed when I couldn't find it, but I did order it, so it should be coming in soon. For the first book, I got Gleam, the third book to Raven Kennedy's Plated Prisoner series. I actually do not have the first or the second books to this series because I tried for the longest time to get into this series because the writing style and the concept is everything that I would love in a book, except for I know the main character had to have this whole growth process through the first and second books, and I just did not know if I could do like 1,000 pages of just character growth, which I know is important, but I heard the third book is when the story really just picks it up, where the main character, Oren, finally starts being her girl boss self, and when you really get to know the love interest, it's like a retelling of King Midas and his golden touch, except for dark fantasy, enemies to lovers, which are two of my absolute favorite tropes, so I just really want to love this series. The second book is Rebel Witch by Kristen Ciccarelli. I really hope I'm saying her name right. This is the second book in the Crimson Moss series, which is about a witch and a witch hunter. In the first book, they have this whole cat and mouse theme going on, except for now in the second book, they know each other's identities, so they definitely know that they're supposed to be enemies, which makes this book enemies to lovers and forbidden romance with really high stakes and a lot of chemistry. The next book is God of Malice by Rena Kent. This is a dark romance enemies to lovers book. I don't usually read pure dark romance books just because they tend to have a lot of smut in them, except for I've seen Rena Kent all over my book talk For You page, so I really want to try and read this because I'm pretty sure this is like one of the most popular books in dark romance, so what better way to get started? And I'm pretty sure there is an actual plot too, along with a really good writing style. The male MC is named Killian Carson. He's this cold, charming guy. He's probably rich too. And it's about this girl named Glendon King, and their families have always been enemies. But now that he's set his sights on her, I guess let the chase begin. To give this book credit, I can already tell that it has a lot of good banter just by reading the first couple of pages in it, along with some really nice looking characters. The next book is The Fake Out by Stephanie Archer. If the reviews are anything to go by, this will definitely be one of my favorite books this month. It has some of my absolute favorite tropes in it: sports romance, fake dating, ex's rival, and it's a romantic comedy. Honestly, I think it's pretty perfect. Hazel Hartley is the main character and she's a physiotherapist. She finds out that her ex has just gotten traded onto this hockey team that she works for, and she agrees to fake date the team's top scorer. I read the first few chapters already and the love interest is giving such golden retriever vibes. Honestly, I just love that this book has all of my favorite tropes and it's a romantic comedy. I don't know how I haven't already read this, but I am so excited to find out what happens. The last book I got is Funny Story by Emily Henry. I've recently become an Emily Henry fan after reading Beach Read. This book is about a woman named Daphne whose ex-fiance breaks up with her to move on with his childhood best friend, and Daphne's left with no choice but to quickly pick up the pieces because she is also getting kicked out of their joint house, and no one can possibly understand what she's going through except for Miles, who is the ex-fiance of Daphne's ex-fiance, which is the only way that I can explain this, but he's her opposite in every way. And when they both receive an invitation to their ex-fiance's wedding, they decide to be each other's fake dates to their ex's wedding to sort of get back at their exes, but at the same time to look less pathetic. It's honestly hilarious as well as pretty heartfelt, which I think Emily Henry does an amazing job in putting that into all of her books. Those are all of the books I have today. If you've already read some of them or have any book recommendations, please let me know because I would love to have some more future 5-star reads. I do highly recommend each of those books because the reviews on them are insane, and most of them do contain my favorite tropes: enemies to lovers, sports romance, fake dating, and I'll make sure to keep updated on which ones are definitely worth reading. I am very much anticipating getting ready to just binge all of these books in one sitting. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.